Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Kevin Dini over at Superpower Review. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm super excited for today's video because today I'm going to be showing you guys my top 10 first appearances that are graded by CGC. I was tagged by Longbox Love Affair to do this video, and I was also tagged by Automatic Comics to do this video as well. But before I show you guys these top 10 first appearance comic books that are graded by CGC, I want you guys to please smash that like button. That really helps out the channel. If you guys go in this video's description down below, click on the link after this video and check out our 3,500 subscriber giveaway. We got lots of prizes to give away, and they're all great prizes as well. So make sure you guys check that out. Find out how you can enter to win and possibly win those great prizes. So let's start off with number 10, shall we? So book number 10 is going to be Batman Vengeance of Bane, special number 1, and we have the first appearance of Bane in a CGC 9.8. I got this book late last year. This is a fantastic read, and this was also the deal of the year last year. I couldn't believe I got this book at such a fantastic deal. It's signed by the co-creators of Bane. We got Graham Nolan signed on this book. We got Chuck Dixon as well, and it's just a fantastic cover appearance of Bane. It is a fantastic read. If you guys have never read this comic book before, you definitely want to. It gives a fantastic origin story to one of my favorite Batman villains. And this is number 10, not only because it's a fantastic comic book and it's signed, it looks sexy, but I have a really personal connection with Bane, seeing how that Bane came out around the same time I was born, 3 years after I was born. And so I think it's kind of cool to have a mainstream Batman villain that came out from the 90s. So that's why I have a really cool personal connection with Bane. And plus he's a cool character. He's hulking, he's kind of badass, you know what I mean? He's got the muscles, and he definitely gives Batman a run for his money. So we got, yet again, Batman Vengeance of Bane, number 1, CGC graded a 9.8, coming in at number 10. So what do we got for number 9? Let's keep it going here. Of course, I have to show love to some of my symbiotes. Now, I will give you guys sort of a disclaimer. I have comic books or first appearances in the collection that are higher in value than some of the comic books that I'm showing today, but it's all about the characters, right? We want to show love to these characters, and this is why this one is on here today. And this is an Amazing Spider-Man number 361. Of course, this is the first full appearance of Carnage. This is signed by Mark Bagley in a 9.8, and we also have a newsstand copy. I know a lot of people really like to see newsstand comic books. I really normally don't have a preference. I'll do newsstand or direct edition, but like I said, guys, got to show love to some of my symbiotes. Carnage being my second favorite symbiote, and this is yet again another fantastic comic book, another book that is near and dear to my heart because yet again it's one of my favorite Spider-Man villains, one of my favorite symbiotes, and it comes out around the same time yet again in the 90s, close to my birthday, 2 years after my birthday, opposed to Bane being out 3 years after I was born. So yet again, these books are getting old. Not that I want to call myself old, but they are getting older. Still absolutely love this book despite what happened in Venom Let There Be Carnage, with Venom eating the Carnage symbiote and Venom also killing Cletus Cassidy. So ever since that movie came out, this book has been on the downfall, but yet again, I don't care what this book is going for because I have no plans on selling it, and I really don't care about the market as long as I already have the comic book, right? On my perspective, at least. So that is number 9. For number 8, we are gonna go for one of my favorite villains for this character. We have Daredevil, number 131, CGC graded in a 9.6, guys. This book came out in 1976. We had the first full appearance of the new Bullseye, as the label states here. So because pretty much there was a Bullseye before this Bullseye, but everybody knows this Bullseye. more than the original Bullseye. Everybody knows the Daredevil Bullseye. This is a fantastic comic book, guys. Yet again, I got this book late last year. I cannot believe that I have the first full appearance of Bullseye in a 9.6. I think this book is super, super impressive looking. It's crazy to think that I have this book with this character in this grade. I believe that this book has been on the rise lately, if I'm not mistaken, as well, so I think I got it at a really good time. I think it was on Comic Tom 101's top 10 hot comic books of the week, like maybe a month ago, but fantastic book. Yet again, another fantastic read. If I am going to say, too, being a Daredevil fan, that Bullseye is probably the best villain for Daredevil. If you have a favorite villain other besides Bullseye, maybe even Elektra, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing, and I don't know how you can possibly like those villains more than Bullseye or Elektra. So that is coming in at number 8. And now we are going to go on to number 7. This is yet again another comic book that I bought last year. This is the most expensive comic book in the collection, or the most expensive comic book I've ever bought. That has been added to the collection. This is a character that is super, super hot right now. And so we have coming in yet again at number 7, Werewolf by Night number 32, CGC graded in a 7.0. And this is the first full appearance of Moon Knight. This is yet again another fantastic book. A great first appearance to a character. As you guys know, I love my fight scenes in my comic books. I love my action. I love my violence, and this is exactly what you get in this comic book. Of course, the werewolf, Jack Russell being the main character of this book, is heavily, heavily beat up by Moon Knight in this book. Absolutely gets his ass handed to him. So if you guys are into the Moon Knight series right now from Disney Plus, I want you guys to let me know what you think about the Disney Plus series in the comment section. I think it's been pretty good so far. We're 4 episodes in. It's a slow burner. I would definitely like to see more Moon Knight in each episode. I want to see Moon Knight more than 2 to 3 minutes per episode. But this book has been absolutely on fire. Anything Moon Knight has been on fire. And I kind of hope that it doesn't die down, because I really feel like that this character deserves the recognition that it is receiving at this time, and I feel like that it should have received recognition sooner. So, all right, so that was number 7. Coming in at number 6, again, we had the first appearance of Bullseye. Now let's do the first appearance of Daredevil. The lowest graded comic book in the collection. This thing is absolutely beat, but yet again, guys, we have a Daredevil number 1, CGC graded in a 1.0 with cream to off-white pages, and we have the first appearance of Daredevil, Matt Murdock. We have the first appearance of Karen Page and Foggy Nelson. This comic book has definitely seen some better days, but I'm happy to at least have this comic book in the collection. I would also have to say that I picked this comic book at a really good time as well, because I bought this book right before it got really, really hot, right before the comic book market had a correction with this comic book, because this comic book was undervalued for a really, really long time. I would like to upgrade this comic book at some point, but with the prices of what a Daredevil number 1 is going for now, I don't think it's really possible. But hey, I can't really complain, because as they say, it's low grade is better than no grade. The comic book is completely intact, which makes me happy. There's no restoration on the comic book. There's no tape, no extra staples, no color correction, no pages missing. There's not even any chunks of pages missing from it. You know, the cover is intact. So when it comes to a 1.0, I really can't complain, because I've seen, comic books with a 2.0 grade, and they have some restoration to them, some tape and whatnot. So really can't complain. This one is definitely going to be sent off to CGC sometime soon to get a reholder, because this is the only comic book, or only CGC graded comic book that I have right now in the old case and label, and is absolutely atrocious to look at. I hate these older cases. So I kind of lost track here. That was 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So that was number 6. So coming in at number 5, yet again, guys, you might not think that this comic book is such a banger in your terms, but like I said, there are some comic books that need to be put in front of others because just how I feel about the character. So up next, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 252, CGC graded in a 9.6, and this is the first appearance of Spider-Man in the symbiote suit. If you guys are followers of the channel, you guys absolutely know that I love Spider-Man in the symbiote suit. And also, if you can't afford a AF-15, the first appearance of Spider-Man, you get the next best thing, and that is an Amazing Spider-Man number 252. You know, I think this cover is better than the first appearance of Spider-Man because, of course, I'm so biased. We have the symbiote suit on this cover. I really love the oranges in the background as well. I love the sunburst covers. I'm a real sucker for covers that have the reds and the oranges and the yellows in them. Really, really cool. And this is one of the first comic books that I read when I was getting back into comic books around like into late middle school, early high school. Spider-Man comes back from Battle World, from the Secret Wars storyline. So I just love this time period for Spider-Man. It's one of my favorite runs in the Amazing Spider-Man series where, you know, Spider-Man is just learning about the symbiote suit. He just got it, and then the whole thing about him finding it out that it is a symbiote and it's killing him. One of my favorite things. Also, another thing to point out that is a newsstand. I know, again, you guys love your newsstand, so. All right, so that is whatever number that is, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. That was number 5. So going on number 4, this was my 30th birthday gift to myself. Yet again, another one of my favorite characters. We have an Amazing Spider-Man number 129, CGC graded in a 7.5, and we have the first appearance of the Punisher. Also the first appearance of the Jackal. Nobody gives the Jackal any love, right? Really cool cover. We have, you know, the Punisher out with his gun, and he's got Spider-Man in his scopes. He's got Spider-Man in the crosshairs. But really, really love this comic book. Really love to have this first appearance. And yet again, this is another comic book that has just gone skyrocketing in the comic book market. I mean, again, I bought this for my 30th birthday, and if I were to buy this comic book in this grade now, I don't think it would be possible for me, actually. So really awesome to own this one. Really happy to have that one. So coming in at number 4, Amazing Spider-Man number 129, first appearance of the Punisher. All right, now we're getting into some we're getting into some serious comic books now, okay? So coming in at number 3, we have one of my favorite DC characters. This is a House of Secrets number 92, CGC graded in a 7.5, and we have the first appearance of the Swamp Thing. This is story done by Len Wein, and we have artwork by Bernie Wrightson. Guys, if you're not familiar with the House of Secrets comic books, you know, they have a couple of stories in them. How awful would it have been that they did not go with a Swamp Thing cover appearance on this comic book? I think this would maybe change the market a little bit for this comic book. I don't think many people would want to buy it graded because obviously they want to have that first appearance of that character on the cover. So I'm really happy that they ended up going with Bernie Wrightson's artwork for the cover of this comic book. Really love it. Love the purples in here, the greens. Just such a fantastic, fantastic character. I can't say enough how much I love this character, and I'm so happy that some of the people in the comic community and some of my friends were like, Kevin, you're missing out. You gotta read Swamp Thing. I'm just so shocked that Swamp Thing isn't more mainstream. Like, he is such a fantastic character. So coming in at number 3, House of Secrets number 92, the first appearance of Swamp Thing. Now, getting into more Bronze Age goodness, coming in at number 2, this was another birthday gift to myself some years ago. We have the Incredible Hulk number 181, the first full. Let's get this shot right here. Let's make it serious. The first full appearance of the Wolverine, okay? I said first full, okay, not first appearance. So to anybody who's you know, triggered, okay, calm down, all right? We have the first full appearance of the Wolverine, CGC graded and a qualified grade in a 6.0. It is missing the Marvel value stamp, but I do not care about that Marvel value stamp. The reason I'm buying this comic book is for Wolverine and not that stamp. Absolutely love this book. This is one of the books that I cherish in my collection. The colors look so good on this comic book as well. I mean, you can't go wrong. The green label, whatever, it is what it is. The stamp is missing. At least the label matches the Hulk, okay? You can at least say that. So coming in at number 2, we have the Incredible Hulk, number 181 and a 6.0. All right, who can guess what's number 1? If you are new to the channel, then you're probably not going to know, but if you follow the channel for a long time now, you probably know which one is coming in at number 1, okay? So no shock to you, no surprise to you. Obviously, number 1 is going to be the best comic book ever written, the best comic book ever illustrated, published, and that is The Amazing Spider-Man number 300. And of course, I had to bring on the signed copy. This is coming in at number 1 because it's my favorite first appearance in comic books. We have the first appearance of Venom here. We have a Stan Lee signature here. We have a Todd McFarlane signature there. We have a David Michelinie signature. And we also have a quote right here as well. We are Venom. One of my favorite books in the collection, honestly, guys. This one I definitely cherish more than anything. I mean, if I had to get rid of the entire collection, this would probably be the only one to stay. So guys, that is my top 10. Let's do a recap. So again, number 1, we have An Amazing Spider-Man number 300, 9.4, first appearance of Venom. And then for number 2, we have An Incredible Hulk 181, the first full appearance of Wolverine. And number 3, we have A House of Secrets number 92, the first appearance of Swamp Thing in a 7.5. We got An Amazing Spider-Man number 129, the first full appearance of the Punisher and the Jackal, let's not forget him, in a 7.5. We have An Amazing Spider-Man number 252, the first appearance of Spider-Man in the symbiote suit. Love that one. Love, love, love that book. We have a Daredevil number 1, the first appearance of Daredevil, Matt Murdock. And then we have a Werewolf by Night number 32, the first appearance of Moon Knight in a 7.0. And then we have a Daredevil number 131 in a 9.6, the first appearance of Bullseye. Amazing Spider-Man 361 in a 9.8, the first appearance of Carnage. First full appearance of Carnage, I should say. And then last we have Batman Vengeance of Bane Special number 1, the first appearance of Bane. All right, guys, so that is my top 10 first appearances graded by CGC. Huge shout out to Longbox Love Affair and Automatic Comics for tagging me to do this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to smash that like button. If you want to see future content from the channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button. And if you want to see what you could possibly win for our 3,500 subscriber giveaway, make sure you click on the link in this video's description down below. I'm Kevin Vidini for Superpower Review, and I will see you guys next time.